China's social credit system is a combination of government and business surveillance that gives citizens a score that can restrict the ability of individuals to take action, such as purchasing plane tickets, acquiring property, or taking loans because of their behaviors. Now, given the position of several major American companies, a similar system may be coming to the U.S. sooner than you think. Welcome to End of the Age. Vince Stegall here with Doug Norvell. We are taking your calls. The number to call is 1-877-Endtime, 1-877-363-8463. If you're on Facebook, go ahead and hit the share button now, or the heart. It helps us out a lot if you do that to break through the algorithms that try to suppress the information that we want to share. As you know, we're committed to telling you the truth, and that's what we intend to do, no matter how difficult it can be sometimes, or no matter how much they censor us. And when you share our videos and hit the heart icon, it helps get the word out even better. So we appreciate you doing that. Doug, is Joe Biden Big Brother?
It's starting to look like it, Vince.
Starting?
It does look like it. You know, whenever I was in high school, I graduated in 1985, so I know I'm dating myself. Yeah, I'm a dinosaur. But in 1984, we read the book 1984,
okay,
where it talks about Big Brother. It's where the term Big Brother comes from, a book by George Orwell. And back then, you know, all he did when he wrote it in 48, and all he did was flip the numbers around, the last two numbers, to 84. And this was his projected view of what the world would be like. I guess he was some part of a prophet, because man, he missed it by like a decade or two, but he's there. You know, it seems like that's where we're getting at. But you know, that was a totalitarian government that was running people's lives for them. There were things like the thought police, where if you were thinking outside of what the government's narrative was, you would be taken from your home and you'd be taken to a re-education camp and re-educated.
This is in the book.
In the book.
This wasn't happening.
Right.
He wrote about it.
Right.
And before we get too far in here, can you kind of explain Big Brother? Because I think there's some people that think it's just a TV show.
Yeah, so I think that the TV show would probably be based on what the book was about, because that's what they had. They had video and audio surveillance everywhere.
In the book?
In the book.
Okay.
Anywhere you went, they could hear you, they could see you, and so they had like workout regimens. You had to get up in the morning and do your workout. You had to eat a certain breakfast. You had to do your part in helping, you know, the world be a better place.
So they're watching at all times?
All the time.
Okay.
And if you did anything wrong, like I said, you got sent to a re-education camp. Some of the things that we're going to talk about today are scary close to these things.
What you're referring to is not what's in the book.
Right.
But the Bible talked about these things coming. Now, could George Orwell have based his writings off of that and just kind of made up a fiction story similar to like Narnia or something of that nature?
If he did that, then he had an understanding of prophecy, a pretty good understanding of prophecy.
But we don't know that he did that.
Right. But,
Okay.
you know, the Bible does prophesy that there's coming that one world government, and it's going to be a government like this, where they're going to make you think along their narrative, and if you don't play ball with them, guess what the Bible says? People will go to jail, people will be killed.
And the way they'll do that is there'll be a system in place that allows them to know when you're not following the rules, or know when you are questioning things or whatever.
Yeah.
If you're, say, posting something on Twitter or some other social media platform that isn't liked, it'll be detected and sometimes removed automatically without a human being involved.
Absolutely.
Some futuristic system like that, right?
Yeah.
Nothing that we're dealing with today.
Oh, yeah, right. Nothing like what we're dealing with today.
Now, we put out a video. It was just an open line video on YouTube, and you made some comparisons between one sickness to another sickness, and we're not allowed to say what these sicknesses are because YouTube will delete the video. So we're not going to say what the sicknesses are. Use your imagination. But Doug compared two sicknesses to each other, and because of that, it would appear that that's the reason why an entire 1 hour video was deleted, because of 5 seconds of words that Doug said. And so they're going to watch things, and there's computer programs in place to scan your words in a video and detect what's being said.
Now they understand why you don't let me talk very much.
I mean, come on. I think I'm going to get a timer, and we're going to time it, because
I'm playing.
Now you had me read the articles with all the names in there that are hard to say. But
absolutely, it helps.
So anyway, 1984.
Yeah.
That was another thing we were thinking. Like, is it 1984 or is it 2021? What is it?
Right. And so in this book, 1984, it is scarily close to what we're going to see beginning to happen in our society, not just in the Bible. I mean, we have these things in the Bible. The Word of God tells us that this system's coming, this one world government system, and that there will be punishment for not going along with it. There's going to be economic punishment. There's going to be like how we sanction countries now that won't play ball with the UN, or if they're being aggressive toward another country, they have sanctions put on them. Well, the system that's going to be set up in Revelation 13, the Mark of the Beast system, is going to be a system like that, where they're going to be able to come in and they're going to be able to put sanctions on you where you can't function in society. But now the things that we're going to talk about today is it's not just, hey, I'm not going to pledge allegiance to the one world government and take the mark of the beast. It's not that cut and clear. Now it's things that you can say that they're talking about the possibility of being able to put these social marks against you, or take social marks away from you, I guess I should say, that will keep you from being able to do certain things. So,
now, what else about 1984 did you want to cover in the book?
In the book, in 1984, the things that were going on there, the major things that I want to talk about is just how this society was very much close to what we're going through. It was a socialistic society. The party was brutally purging out anyone who doesn't fully conform to their regime, using what they called the thought police.
That's what it says in the book.
Yeah, that's from the book. Constant surveillance. They watched you all the time and listened to you. That's how they knew what your thoughts were. If you wrote something
Through
down,
telescreens.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you wrote something down, what did we hear the other day? Personal text messages between you and a friend could go to their system, and they could come and force some kind of enforcement on you because of your text messages. In the book, the lead character of the book writes his thoughts down in a diary. And because he writes those thoughts down in a diary, he's broken the law because of the thought police. So they come and get him, put him in a re-education camp. So that's pretty much the things that we're starting to see are happening in reality. So,
well, is Joe Biden Big Brother? Is a system like what Doug has been talking about coming to America? There's many questions that we're going to talk about from a prophecy perspective. If you have a question, give us a call at 1-800-Endtime, 1-800-363-8463. Stick around. We have a video clip that you must see, so don't go anywhere. Major internet companies are silencing and censoring Christian voices online. These companies are trying to control what you see and hear. Almost 200 videos of ours have been marked as restricted online right now. That's why we launched End of the Age Plus, a platform where the truth won't be censored, a platform where we can preach the message of the gospel. When you subscribe to End of the Age Plus today for just $12.99 a month, you can watch all of our content in a secure, easy-to-view way from your favorite device. When you go to watch.endtime.com and subscribe, you'll get instant access to all of our teaching resources, including Revelation, the Unveiling of Jesus Christ, Understanding the End Time, End Time Magazine, and so much more. We will not censor our message to comply with what the world deems as politically correct. Go to watch.endtime.com right now, or search End of the Age Plus in the App Store or Google Play.
We've seen Bible prophecy fulfilled like never before. From the halls of the United Nations to the Temple Mount in Jerusalem, End Time Ministries continues to reveal the Bible prophecy in the news headlines around the world every day. Whether it's through our broadcast or online at our Jerusalem Prophecy College, your gifts enable us to put vital materials in the hands of those who need it most. Because of you, we continue to replace fear with faith in the hearts of Christians around the world. We will continue to see prophecy come to pass at an even swifter pace. We need your support. Your donation of any amount enables us to continue to broadcast and be a voice in the ever-growing censored media. To become a partner or give a one-time gift, visit endtime.com or call 1-800-END-TIME right now. That's 800-363-8463. Go online now. Visit endtime.com.
Welcome back to End of the Age. Vince Seagull here with Doug Norvell. We have open lines at 1-877-END-TIME, 1-877-363-8463. We'd love to hear your thoughts on today's matter, or if you have a question, we'll be happy to do our best to answer it. I do want to remind you that if you're on Facebook, it does help us when you hit the share button or when you hit the heart icon. It goes a long way in breaking through the algorithms. I will tell you, I just decided while I was sitting here talking that I'm going to go through some of those shares later on today and pick a few random people and give you free access to End of the Age Plus with all this stuff going on that we've already been talking about and we'll continue to talk about with Big Brother. The best way to keep in touch with us is through End of the Age Plus. We can't tell you when we're going to be censored next. It's happened dozens, perhaps hundreds of times up to this point. And so the best way to keep in touch with End Time is through End of the Age Plus. We have an app store and all the major app stores. You can download it. There's tons of free content there. There's also paid content available. But if you share this video, I'm going to go through and pick a few of you and give you some free access to End of the Age Plus. So be sure to share, and maybe I'll find you, like Big Brother would. No, I'll go through the share list, and if you're there, I'll perhaps message you. So just pick a few people. All right, Doug. Revelation 13 says, "And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed."
Yeah. So that's what I was talking about earlier. When we don't go along with the system, this is what the Bible says is going to happen to people who do not go along with that one world government beast and the Antichrist and the false prophet. So, I mean, we've got these warnings in the Bible. You know, many people, they get upset because they get scared about this stuff when you talk about it. The reason why we talk about it is we just want everybody to be prepared and understand that there's a time coming, and we're beginning to see precursors to that stuff happening. So the thing is we just want people to understand these are the things to look out for. You know, when we talk about Biden, we're not saying that Biden's the Antichrist or anything like that right now, okay? We're just saying that this government that we're under right now, this administration we're under, seems to be doing these big brother-like things. And, you know, I know sometimes people get on us about talking about that so much, but this is headlines. These are things that are happening right now, and they're very important. So.
Well, and not only that, but we also get accused of being fear-mongers,
Right.
which is not our intent. I mean,
Right.
we are not covering these very prominent news stories because we're wanting people to be scared. We're wanting you to know what the truth is. I mean, that's our whole intent. It's not to tell you this and say this is spooky and all this stuff, though some of it's spooky, but we're saying this is nothing to be afraid of. If you know Jesus like you should know Jesus, if you're a born-again believer, you have nothing to be afraid of. So our intent is not to scare you. We want to say this is what's coming, this is what it said in the Bible, and this is how it's going to come. And if you're where you need to be with Jesus, you don't have anything to be afraid of. So if you're not, you might need to be afraid of some things that are going to come because you won't be exempt. In fact, we've got a lesson coming out that we're not ready to announce yet, but it's coming out where it shows the wrath of God and what's coming to this, what's coming to the world eventually through the wrath of God. And we're going to help you see how to be exempt from that. But that's not ready yet.
Right.
Maybe we'll be able to tell you about it tomorrow. So we'll see. All right, Doug, there's an article that just came out from The Guardian. It said, recently the White House, with the help of the CCDH, a UK-US nonprofit and non-governmental organization, come on, do we believe that? Found that these 12 online personalities they dubbed the Disinformation Dozen have a combined following of 59 million people across multiple social media platforms, with Facebook having the largest impact. CCDH analyzed 812,000 Facebook posts and tweets and found 65% came from the Disinformation Dozen. Vivek Murthy, U.S. Surgeon General, and Joe Biden focused on misinformation around vaccines as a driving force of the virus spreading.
Okay.
Nothing?
Yeah, I got something.
You sure?
I just got to be careful with the way that I say things
No
and
doubt.
what I say.
Not because you're trying to hide what you want
Right.
to say. It's because
Right.
you don't want to get us kicked off.
Exactly.
You want this message to be available.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the thing about this is they say this is a non-governmental organization, but yet they're working with the President of the United States to dub these people these misinformation dozen, who some of them are very prominent doctors in their field. Some of them are politicians and come from some very high up places and families. And it's just amazing to me that, I mean, as we see this, they try to say this doesn't have anything to do with the government, but yet it's the U.S. Surgeon General. I think he works for the government, and President Joe Biden. So
Interesting.
Yeah, sorry.
All right, on Facebook alone, the dozen are responsible for 73% of all anti-vaccine content. Now, that's how they've dubbed it, anti-vaccine. I don't know what it would be considered by others, but nonetheless, that's how they've dubbed it. Though the vaccines have been deemed safe and effective by the U.S. government and its regulatory agencies. And 95% of the COVID misinformation reported on these platforms were not removed. Among the dozen are physicians that have embraced pseudoscience, a bodybuilder, a wellness blogger, a religious zealot, and most notably, Robert F. Kennedy Jr., the nephew of John F. Kennedy, who has also linked vaccines to autism and 5G broadband cellular networks to the coronavirus pandemic. Kennedy was since removed from Instagram, which Facebook owns, but not from Facebook itself. Quote, Facebook, Google, and Twitter have put politics into place to prevent the spread of vaccine misinformation, yet to date, all have failed to satisfactorily enforce these policies, wrote CCDH's CEO Imran Hamed in the report. All have been particularly ineffective at removing harmful and dangerous misinformation about coronavirus vaccines. Although platforms have since taken measures to remove many posts and even removed 3 of the 12 from one platform, the CCDH is calling on Facebook, and Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube to completely deplatform the Disinformation Dozen. They believe are dangerous and instrumental in creating vaccine hesitancy at a crucial moment in the pandemic. Quote, updated policies and statements hold little value unless they are strongly and consistently enforced, with the vast majority of harmful content being spread by a select number of accounts. Removing those few most dangerous individuals and groups can significantly reduce the amount of disinformation being spread across platforms. We have open lines at 1-877-Endtime, 1-877-363-8463. Be sure to give us a call so you can get in on the conversation. All right, Doug, they're very concerned about dangerous people out there, right?
Yeah. So my thing, Vince, is we still live in a country that we have free speech and people have a right for their voices to be heard. Now, I guess they could build their own platform, kind of like we've done with End of the Age Plus, and be able to continue on there. But, you know, if you're on social media, that's social media. I mean, you should be able to be on there socially and say what you need to say. You know, now they deem this is hate speech or this is hurting people because it's talking people out of getting the jab. So that's how they kind of justify this and say, you know, this is actually hurting people. You're killing people because you're giving misinformation. But my question is, are we trusting the CDC now? Because I don't want to get us banned, but I might just have. But I'm just saying, they keep saying, okay, what did they say before? If you're fully vaccinated, no more mask. You can go back to life the way it used to be.
Yeah, you're not allowed to question those things, Doug, or
Well,
you get
I'm questioning.
you'll get canceled.
I'm questioning because now they say, hey, if you're fully vaccinated, you could be spreading the virus to unvaccinated people, and
so
you need to wear a mask.
Your concern is not nearly about their policies, though. Your concern is more importantly about the control that they are clearly hungry for, and they wrap it in this nice little package called "Your safety is our number one concern."
Right.
So do everything that we say,
Or
because
else.
we're so concerned about you and your grandma.
Right.
And if you don't, we are just going to remove your voice altogether. That's
Yeah.
the part that is
That's what's scary.
alarming you,
Yeah.
that gets you worked up.
That's the part. Yeah. Sure. That's the part.
Well, that's a big
It
part.
is a big part.
That's
It's
the bigger part.
right, because the fact is they're controlling our voices now. They're controlling the information you can get. And don't you believe, and I'm sure you do, maybe you don't, I don't know, but I feel like...
Well, let's talk
that-
about it live on the radio. See
Right.
what I
I
believe.
just believe that we should be able to gather all the information about things ourselves. And we should be able to determine if this is something that I want to do.
All right. Well, we are running out of time
I
in this
know
segment,
it.
Doug,
Yeah,
so
we need
we'll
to
have to go to
move.
the next call. No, I'm kidding. Now, we are running out of time, and we have a
Yeah.
video that we want to get in here.
Yeah.
So should we move forward to that before we hit the break?
Yeah,
We've got time.
we got time. Let's do that.
If we hurry.
Let's do that.
So we want to introduce it first.
Right. So the number one person on the list was Dr. Joseph Mercola.
Now, I'll emphasize there, they removed doctor from the list. It just says Joseph Mercola. They didn't want him identified as doctor on that list, but go ahead, sorry.
Yeah, well, he is a doctor.
Yes.
And an American alternative medicine proponent. I don't know how you say that. Osteopathic physician and internet business person. And he markets dietary supplements and gives medical advice. And he has an alternative medicine, meaning he uses natural things a lot to help people be healed from some things that are going on. So anyway, now we're going to see this video where he's talking about what's been done to him.
He's number one on the disinformation
Number one,
dozen.
and what's happened to him.
Let's see what he has to say.
Yeah.
These were the times when many of the views I presented were criticized and controversial, but that's to be expected. That was one of the great freedoms we enjoyed. We could have different views, and we could speak openly about these views without any fear of retribution. But we are now in a different time. It's a much darker time. In fact, the silence of free speech is now deafening. Not only is blatant censorship tolerated, it is being actively encouraged by the very people who are to be entrusted with protecting our freedom of speech. We are not living from the lessons we've learned before. Never in my life would I believe the media would call out 12 Americans in a McCarthyism-like attack in the United States. And as you're aware, I was placed at the very top of this list. The last week has brought a tremendous amount of reflections to me and a lot of unacceptable threats to a company full of amazing people that have helped me support you in this journey. By now, I'm sure you know that there was a recent New York Times article attacking me, and it was one of the most widely distributed stories in the world. The article was loaded with so many false statements made about me and my organization. So the course of action I am now forced to take is to remove my entire archive of articles. I know. 25 years worth of blood, sweat, and tears coming down. I can hardly believe I'm saying these words. It's a testament to just how radical things have degenerated in the recent past. However, I will continue to publish new articles, but going forward, each article I publish will only be available for 48 hours and will then be removed from the website. We are at a crossroads where change is unavoidable. We all must make choices that determine our future. And to many, this looks like war, but what we need is to find peace. And I'm going to find peace through this sacrifice. Just to be clear, all my content will be removed. This includes articles on the Great Reset, general nutrition, the coronavirus, and all my interviews with experts. These will be all removed to appease the individuals in power who have an arsenal of overwhelming tools at their disposal and are actively engaged in using them. COVID-19 has activated emergency authorization powers that have weakened our constitutional rights. Sadly, cyber warfare and authoritarian forces are beyond our abilities to withstand, and this is now the only way forward. Over 15,000 articles full of vital information that has helped hundreds of millions of people across the world take control of their health will be removed. There was a time when people could debate and respect each other freely. That time is now gone. I believe laws are best applied like medicine, locally and specifically. Local food, local democracy, and our local community strength is the best way to achieve peace moving forward and to stop this authoritarian technocracy. I also believe we are the strongest when we can care and maintain respect for each other. This is how we can make our most important decisions in life. Again, I'm still going to be writing my daily articles that I started 25 years ago, but they will only be available for 48 hours before they are removed. In this way, I hope to continue my mission to serve you and help you take control of your health.
About that video, Doug, but one thing, we're coming right up on a break and we are going to get to your calls, 1-877-Endtime, but one thing we can say is we have experienced censorship ourselves. We don't know what's next for Endtime in that regard. I don't know if we would get attacked like Dr. Mercola has gotten attacked, if we would get the threats and be forced to do something similar. We don't know any of that right now, but one way to ensure that you stay connected with us is to go to End of the Age Plus. It's watch.endtime.com and connect with us there. We're going to talk more about the video and what else is going on with Big Brother and Joe Biden and an American social system that could be coming. So stay tuned for more of that. Don't go anywhere.
Does the book of Revelation frighten you? Do its symbols confuse you? For centuries, the book of Revelation has been misunderstood and misinterpreted. In Revelation, the unveiling of Jesus Christ, Volume 1, Irvin Baxter unlocks the mystery of the book of Revelation with in-depth analysis and commentary like you've never heard before. This 10-part definitive DVD series and 268-page comprehensive commentary book covers the first 12 chapters of the book of Revelation, featuring on-location photography, classic artwork, and symbolic illustrations. You'll walk away with complete understanding and peace about the events happening during the final years on Earth. These comprehensive study tools, available for $299, will deepen your biblical understanding as you dig into the original intent of the book, answering the mysterious prophecies and symbols of the book of Revelation. Don't miss this special offer. Call now, 1-800-END-TIME, or go to endtime.com to order. Call or go online now to get this comprehensive Bible study.
Move Mountains with Irvin Baxter. This book by Irvin's grandson provides 30 days of devotion that will enhance your relationship with God and others. Authentic illustrations from early morning devotions at Endtime will help you find your purpose and eliminate fears. Commit to taking this 30-day journey and experience real life change. Get your book for only $14.99. Call 1-800-363-8463 or go to endtime.com/move.
If your station only carries the first 30 minutes of End of the Age, go to endtime.com and click the watch button to continue today's broadcast. You can also finish up later by clicking the archive button.
Welcome back to End of the Age. Open lines at 1-877-Endtime, 1-877-363-8463. We're going to go to Whitney in New York. Whitney, welcome to End of the Age.
Hi, all right, one moment, please.
One moment, please. Well, we're live on the air. I think we'll have to put you on hold and go to the next call.
No, I'm here.
All righty.
Okay, I just wanted to take off my speakerphone.
Gotcha.
Okay. I done lot of what I would consider studying. I mean, when it comes down to it, my book was written the day I was born, just as all ours were, whether you believe in the Lord Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior, or not. You know, I understand that Joe Biden, Big Brother, behind him, yes. Him himself, he's not got the faculties to be Big Brother at this point in time. I wonder about the numbering of popes, and is Francis our last pope? And there is nothing new underneath the sun. So, what do you think?
Well, Whitney, I think I kind of understand what you're saying about the different situation there with Joe Biden and the people that are, you probably think that there's other people running things behind him. I kind of get that too, with him not being able to carry on a sentence very well and things like that. But I think that what they're doing is they actually have the support of the world behind them, because this is a world movement. It's just not here in the United States. We're just beginning to see it, where we, have lived with so much freedom in this nation up to this point, and now we're starting to see these things that look very communistic or socialistic being forced on us, and it's nothing new to the world, and that's really what's behind it. And of course, we know that one world system, what's behind that, because the Bible tells us that it's the Antichrist and Satan that's behind that. So I believe that these are just pieces that are being set up and put in place. And, I understand what you're saying about the Pope and all that too. We watch what the Vatican says and does also. So I think we're with you on that.
All right. Well, thank you for your call, Whitney. We appreciate it very much. We will go to Michelle in Virginia. Michelle, welcome to End of the Age.
Hi, guys. Hey, I think Satan is a genius because he is very smart, and we're supposed to be as smart as he is, but innocent as a dove. And you have Joe Biden, who states things in a goofy way so people don't pay attention, because he even called himself a Zionist. He just recently said that he didn't care if he was Satan reincarnated. Mm-hmm. So he says this stuff in like a goofy way, and nobody picks up on it. But he's telling the truth.
Yeah.
And the other thing, I think the mark is actually, the vax is the mark because, again, Satan is slick. So it's coming down, he sold it as a health thing. It takes 5 to 7 years for a regular vaccine to get approved. And this is like a vaccine like we've never had before. And Agenda 21, depopulation, this will tie to that agenda too. And on Moderna's website, it states that the mRNA is an operating system, and the vaccine is a software which talks to our DNA. That was a mouthful, but I wanted to make sure I covered everything.
Well, all right, Michelle. Well, thank you for that. We've heard a lot of different things about the vaccines. Vince, were you going to say something? Sorry, I didn't mean to walk on you there.
No, I was trying to figure out what not to say.
Okay, that's kind of what I was thinking too. But we've heard a lot about what you're talking about, Michelle, and that's the kind of thing that they're trying to keep people from being able to see some of the things that are coming out. But we're just today we're gonna keep our eyes on it and just keep watching and see. Of course, our stance on it. We don't believe that this is the mark of the beast because the timing isn't correct for it to be that, but it definitely is a precursor. We're watching things that are shaping up into something that is very, very close. So we appreciate your call, Michelle. Thank you.
Thanks, Michelle. All right, we'll go to Janine in Texas. Janine, welcome to End of the Age.
Hello, guys. Well, she pretty much touched off on the vaccine, and I believe the precursor to the mark. But when you talk about Big Brother, I'm a little confused about Joe Biden part of it. My thought is with Google, everything you do today on social platform has to be linked to Google. And so I'm wondering if the Google isn't akin to the Big Brother, because you can't buy or sell, you can't have an email, you can't do any social platform without linking to Google. Mm-hmm. Now, that being said, then my next thought was, who do you think the two witnesses are? But I guess the final thing I'm curious about is because I do so much studying, and I certainly miss Brother Baxter because he opened a whole new world of knowledge for me. But what I'm confused about is, are we approaching the first seal, as some of my study guides alleviate to, or another says that we're approaching the fourth seal? Do you have a thought on that? Are we in the fourth seal, or are we in the first seal, or what is your thought?
Well, Janine, you just had 3 questions that could take up the
Yes.
whole show. So
Yes.
we'll do our best to rapid fire response. I can say that in regards to Google and the Big Brother statement, the Chinese social credit system is a combination of government and business surveillance. So it's certainly things like Google, not just Google, but any software that's out there, any computer programming stuff that's tracking everything you're doing is just a few clicks away from someone in government or anyone with access to be able to start tracking basically anything that you do. So when you log into your online bank account and you have some other app open in the background, you have probably just given that other app permission to scan your bank account. And there's all sorts of things like that, and it's all connected, and it happens within a split second. It's not like you can open it up and look real quick and close it out and you've just beat it. No, it happens immediately. And so, the Big Brother thing, we can see how that's a world government agenda that's coming, and they will certainly work alongside other businesses like Google and Facebook and Twitter and YouTube and any of those places that are tracking people 24/7, nonstop, every single day. They will be working hand in hand. Now, Doug, I know you have responses to our other stuff that I've now forgotten what they are.
Well, would you suggest eliminating the social platforms? Then I wouldn't be able to get you, because I've lost my ability with pay TV, and I have no other resources to get your study unless I finally found you back on Facebook after Brother Baxter died.
Well, if you use the internet at all, you're opening up tracking, because any type of website you go to, I mean, if you use your phone to do that, you've already given it permission to do certain things in the background. And so the only way to really get away from it all, well, that's another thing. If you have a bank account, all that is done in the cloud, whether you access it through a website or not, for the most part. And so there's almost no way to get rid of all of that. So just getting rid of social media accounts is not enough. I mean, you would have to be living off the grid on some lake in the middle of Canada somewhere where Bigfoot lives or something. I mean, you're going to have to live way out there and not be participating in society, at least any modern societies, that is. So it's next to impossible to totally get away from all that.
True. Yeah. Okay.
And
well, I'm sure you have other guests to talk with, and we can touch off on some of those other thoughts later on, the 2 witnesses, and
I'll just tell you this real quickly, and so we can move on. But we
and
don't
the
know
first seal
who
and the fourth seal.
we don't know who the 2 witnesses are yet. We believe that they're 2 mortal human beings because they're going to have to be killed at the end of their ministry, and we believe that they are alive on the earth right now. Don't know if they know they're called to be the 2 witnesses yet or not, but we know that it's going to be 2 mortal men. Now, as far as the seals, we do believe that we are in the era of the 4th seal, but we believe that the first seal is Catholicism, the second one is communism, and then there's capitalism, and the 4th is Islamism. So we believe...
Now, you're talking about the horsemen, though.
Yeah, and that's the first 4 seals of Revelation. So when you're in Revelation 6 and you're talking about those seals, that's what we believe those first 4 are, what they call the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. Okay. We believe that it's those 4 spirits they're already out in the world, and we are on that 4th seal.
Okay.
And
well, that's what I was thinking. So
okay.
What will be the 5th one?
The 5th one is going to be the tribulation.
Okay.
When you read that in Scripture, you see that he sees the souls that are under the altar there, and they're crying out for when the Lord will move and do something to stop the death that's going on to their brothers, and the Lord says not until their time. not until they've been martyred as you were. So that's the tribulation.
All right,
well,
Janine.
thank you very much.
All right,
Thank you. We appreciate you calling. I think she was getting another call there. Had to
Sound
get to
like
it.
it,
All right, we'll go to Daniel in Texas. Daniel, welcome to End of the Age.
Yes, God bless. My first time calling, and I just want to say I appreciate you hearing your show. I had two questions. One is about the illegal document aliens that are entering through the border, and I've heard that it's already been more than about 1 million that have crossed through. We know that it's almost they're trying to make it like almost mandated for the jab. And my question is, do you know of any illegal aliens that they're giving them this? I'm gonna call it a jab. I don't think of it.
We got you. We know what you mean.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and so and I'm thinking, why are they so pushing to give it to the Americans, but not to those that are letting come through the border?
Yeah. That's $1 million question right there, Daniel. I
More
tell
than
you. And yeah, and you know the governor there in Florida, DeSantis, he called the president out on that because the president called him out on having Florida open and no mask mandate and everything there in Florida. And he said, don't talk to me about COVID until you address the border situation and what's going on there. So I think that, you know, that's a question we all have right now because they've been tested, and a lot of the people that are coming across the border, they say are positive for COVID. Now, whether or not that's true, I don't know. So, you know, right now we're living in a time where it's hard to know what's truth and what isn't anymore as far as what you're getting from, you know, different media sources. And I'll just say social media since we're talking about that. But
yeah. The other question is about the mask. Okay, they're pushing to wear it even if you get the COVID. If the mask is so, how would I say, it can protect you so much, why isn't the government pushing, creating mask for the American citizens, put it this way?
Yeah.
You see what I'm getting at?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, if it's so safe, I mean, if we'll be safe from this, I want to call it virus or whatever we want to call it, if we'll be so safe putting the mask on, we ought to create something that is so safe. And like, you know, when President Trump ventilators, he had other companies pushing it, you know, like, hey, come on, we got to create this to help the people.
Yeah.
Why not do something like that if it is safe?
All right, Daniel, we're coming up on a break here. We're going to have to let you go. We do appreciate you calling. We'll talk about that and address it on the other side of the break. The number to call is 1-877-ENDTIME, 1-877-363-8463.
Most of us walk around day by day blind to the prophecies being fulfilled right before us. Every news report brings a new piece to the puzzle in the race towards the final 7 years and the second coming of Jesus Christ. Now, more than ever, it is important for God's people to understand the times in which we are living. On November the 12th, 2013, we opened our Jerusalem Prophecy College in downtown Jerusalem. These same courses are now available online for people who are unable to attend the classes in person. We welcome students to join us and discover the link between current events and the prophecies of the Bible. Take your place in the prophecy of Daniel 11:33. Enroll in the Jerusalem Prophecy College today. Go to JerusalemProphecyCollege.com.
Welcome back to End of the Age. I'm Vince Stegall here with Doug Norvell. I want to remind you that censorship is certainly real. We've been showing news articles that are going around and stories that are happening with people like Dr. Mercola, different places like that. And the censorship that they are going through, we've experienced it here. The best place to keep up with us is at End of the Age Plus. Go to watch.endtime.com or search End of the Age Plus in your app store. You can do it for 14 days totally free just to try it out. There's a lot of free content available, but there's also paid content. So go there, try it out, risk-free, cancel at any time. There's no long-term commitment, but you can try it for 14 days totally free. Doug, you've got End of the Age Plus, of course. What do you think of it?
I think it's the most awesome tool we have because you get access to everything we've got.
It's like our version of Netflix.
Yeah.
So
it's great. You know, that's what I use for Bible study, and I know other people that use it for that as well. And so it's wonderful because I mean, you can show all the content we have.
Yes, some of the favorite videos that we have on there, for me anyway, is we went back and took cassette tapes from when Irvin was pastoring, and we took those cassette tapes and converted them over to digitally. And so we've put a bunch of those up on End of the Age Plus, and there's more coming. So if you go to I think it's like Irvin Sermons or something like that on End of the Age Plus, you'll be able to go there and listen to several dozens of preaching sermons of Irvin's from back when he was pastoring. So that's one of my favorite sections. There's also, we did some Zoom Bible studies here, and we captured those. So Dave went through Understanding the End Time, and then Doug went through Understanding the Bible. Was that right? Yeah.
That's correct.
And so we captured all of that, so you can go there, go through those lessons, and then be a part of that online community that we recorded. So you've got Dave and Doug there talking to people through Zoom, and they're asking questions, and they're conversing back and forth. All of that's available on End of the Age Plus. Plus, this show is there every day. You can watch it for free on End of the Age Plus, so go to watch.endtime.com. Try the free trial today. All right, back to the phones. April in Texas, welcome to End of the Age.
Hello?
Hi, is this April?
Yes.
Hi, April, you're on the show.
Okay, praise God, I got on.
Yeah, what's your question
I want
today?
to say this first to try to speed it up. We can agree and disagree. As far as a lot of people being blind, I want to start that a lot of people should turn their plate down and fast so God can give a revelation for those who are studying the book of Revelation. And as far as this socialism, the Antichrist is going to be a socialist. It says they're right there in 1130. Also, this gay agenda is being pushed so hard because my man's going to be gay, believe it or not. This is why it's pushed so hard. So by the time he steps to the platform, everybody will receive him. That's why they're hitting the kids at a tender age so fiercely. You know, telling them, don't tell your parents what we teaching you in school. Also, and also, people need to realize, I'm going to paint a picture. You know what Daniel and the three Hebrew boys, the Hebrew boys of the church, Nebuchadnezzar is the Antichrist. They got thrown in the oven. We're getting ready to go into persecution just like the early church. We going there. You know, we need to prepare for that.
All right, April, do you have a question today, or?
No, I don't have no question, but this is where it's going. We need to prepare for persecution severely. That's where it's going.
Absolutely. We know that the Great Tribulation is coming, and we'll certainly be here for that. We do appreciate your comment, April. Thanks for calling in. Now we will go to Lance in Indiana. Lance, welcome to End of the Age.
Hi there.
Hi, Lance.
I just want to thank you guys for your ministry, first of all. I just had a question regarding the final 7 years. One of the things that you mentioned that must happen to start the final 7 years is the peace treaty between Israel and Palestine. I was just curious, how close do you think we are to that happening, and do you think that could happen under President Biden?
I think that we are very close to it happening, Lance. I saw an article today that Saudi Arabia had said that they will not join in with the peace agreement like the other Arab nations that had at this point, because they believe that the only way to peace there in Israel is through a Palestinian state. And so we know that that's going to be part of it, because we know that that's what they're talking about. In the plan is that the Palestinians would get the West Bank, or what we consider Judea, Samaria, that area. We know that from, Matthew 24 tells us. And so we believe that we're getting closer. I do think that it could happen under Biden. I think that he may not be the one that orchestrates it, but there's other people working on it. And of course, the scripture in Daniel 9:27 says that he shall make a covenant with many. So many people are already involved. And I believe that There's been a few people, and just to say this, I know that the Palestinian leader has said that he would much rather talk to Biden about it than Trump because he felt like President Trump was one-sided toward Israel, and he believes that Biden is more open to the Palestinian Authority and their views on it. So we could see them go back to the table and talk about it more. We'll just have to kind of watch that. I've been watching to see if there's any new news, and the most recent thing I saw was the bit on Saudi Arabia today.
Thank you, guys.
All right. Thank you, Lance.
All right, we'll go to Thomas in Georgia. Thomas, welcome to End of the Age.
Hey, guys, thanks for having me, and I appreciate all you do. My question is, the Antichrist, is it somebody that's just going to rise to power and become the Antichrist, or is it somebody that the Antichrist already knows is the Antichrist before he gets there?
It's a great question, Thomas. We believe that the Antichrist is just going to be a politician, and he doesn't realize that he's the Antichrist. I really think that the Antichrist will believe that he's doing the best thing for the world. If you look in Revelation chapter 12, there's a war that's going to happen in heaven, and the devil is going to lose his place where he can no longer go and accuse us before God anymore. He and his angels are going to be restricted out of heaven to the earth and kind of bound to the earth at that point. We believe at that point when that war happens, that's when the abomination of desolation occurs, where the Antichrist will stand on the Temple Mount and declare himself to be God and to be worshipped as God. And we believe that when Satan's cast out of heaven, that he will probably possess whoever the Antichrist is, that political figure, and that he will begin to motivate that man to do the things that the Bible talks about, like the war against the saints and pursuing after Israel. So that's what we teach. That's what we feel like the scriptures tell us there.
Okay, well, thank you, because I had that burning question in my heart. I just wanted to know what your guys' thought on it was. So,
all right.
So thank you, and God bless everything you guys do, and keep up the good work.
Thank you, Thomas. We appreciate it.
God bless,
Take
Thomas.
Care. God bless.
All right. Well, like you know, we say we're committed to telling you the truth, and sometimes it's hard to do because we know that the pressures from social media and other places are saying you're not allowed to talk about that. But you know what? As long as we are telling you the truth of the Bible and explaining current events through the lens of Bible prophecy, we don't care who says we can't do it. We're going to keep doing it. Whatever way that's possible. If we get kicked off of places, we're still going to keep doing it. God is going to help us regardless of what happens on any social media site or on any website. God is going to help this message get out to the world. It's not because it's not just geared on one person or a couple of people. This is a God-given purpose that we are all a part of. We've been on the air for over 20 years, and Endtime's been in operation for over 30 years, and it's something that was birthed in prayer from God, and you're a part of this. We've been partnered with many of you for so long, and I just wanted to remind you that we're in this together. We offer this show for totally free every single day, so if you appreciate the content that we're able to produce and put out here on Facebook and on radio and television to give to you for totally free, the only way we're able to do that is from the goodness of God and from people who partner with us financially. So if you'd like to do that, you can go to endtime.com/give and become a one-time or monthly partner with us. It goes a long way in helping. Most people give somewhere around $50, but there's a lot of people that give $5 and $10 and $20. Any amount goes a long way in helping us be able to continue to offer this show for totally free for anybody that wants to tune in. So consider partnering with us today. All right, we're going to go to Michelle in Michigan. Michelle, welcome to End of the Age.
Hi, how are you guys doing?
We're doing good. How are you?
Oh, I'm pretty good. I'm up here in Michigan. Just sitting here. This is the first time I've ever called you guys. Just want to say, first of all, you guys are awesome. You are both awesome. Irvin Baxter, I've been watching him for years, and I've learned so much from him. And since you guys have been doing it, and of course, Pastor Robbins, that's Dave Robbins anyway. He's taught me a lot too. But the question I have a couple of them really. Have you heard anything about? It's called the Government Conversion 2025.
I can't say that I have.
But I will.
Vince is
Okay,
going
it's
to look
called
it up right now.
The Government Conversion 2025. What it is I believe his name is Tom Horn. He's a biblical scholar. He's a interpreter. He's many things. I think that's what his name is. He was on It's Supernatural with Sid. I don't know if you know what that is. But anyway, he's talking about that we will be in total world government control, and the Antichrist we will be under his control by 2025. That's their plan. They believe that they will have total, what do you call that?
Totalitarian.
Yes, yes, exactly. What do you think about that? And then also, if you haven't heard of it, look it up because it's really interesting what the government has got planned and what they think they're going to have accomplished by 2025.
Okay.
And also, I want to ask you a little bit about the Antichrist. I don't know if it's okay to say who. Do you believe that God can give you, if you watch and you walk in the Spirit, that God can show you who the Antichrist is? Like when he finally comes out, a lot of people are going to be wrong about one and right about the other, right? Emmanuel Macron, that man is, I'm sorry, but I don't know what else to say, but he is eerie.
Well, we've actually done a program, Michelle, where we talked about that and what the possibility would be for that. He is a pretty good candidate. He's, we're not saying that he is, but
well, we can't. But he's right up there, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is the Antichrist is supposed to come out of Europe, correct?
Mm-hmm. Correct.
He'll be a politician that will come out, and of course, the Antichrist's characteristics fit Emmanuel Macron to a T. And then you've got his name, Emmanuel, which is like God, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that what it's? The
God
definition
with
is?
us. Emmanuel is God with
but-
us.
Yeah. And there's Emmanuel with an I and Emmanuel with an E, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And Macron, it means Mark.
Yes.
That is really scary.
Yeah.
Michelle, are you on Into the Age Plus already?
No, I'm not, sir. No, I'm not.
Do you think you could be? Like as far as
Yes, I could be.
Okay, well, if
is
you
it a small fee?
No, if you stay on hold, we're running out of time here, so I've got to cut you off.
Okay.
Stay on hold. Jana will grab your email, and I'm going to send you free access to Into the Age Plus as well as a link on a show that Doug and I did called Is Emmanuel Macron the Antichrist? So we'll send that to you for totally free and give you access to Into the Age Plus for a while. But we appreciate your call. Sorry to cut you off. We unfortunately couldn't cover everything that we wanted to today, so stay tuned because we'll probably pick it back up on Tuesday. Thanks for joining us today. We'll be right back here tomorrow at 3 p.m.
This has been End of the Age, brought to you by the faithful partners of Endtime Ministries. If you're not currently a partner with Endtime Ministries, or if you would like more information, we invite you to call us at 1-800-ENDTIME. That's 1-800-363-8463, or visit us online at endtime.com.
Thank you for watching. If you liked this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel and like our Facebook page.